Good morning, Isabella. Welcome, and thank you for coming in today.
Good morning, Owen. Thank you for inviting me. I'm excited about the opportunity to discuss this role.
That's great to hear. Let's start with your background. Can you walk me through your experience in software development and any other related skills?
Certainly. I graduated with a degree in computer science 4 years ago, and since then, I've been working in web development. At my last job, I worked on building scalable web applications, mostly using JavaScript frameworks like React and Vue.js. I also have experience with back-end technologies, particularly Node.js and Express.
That's a solid foundation. Apart from those technical skills, do you have experience with databases or cloud platforms?
Yes, I've worked with both SQL and NoSQL databases, primarily PostgreSQL and MongoDB. For cloud platforms, I deployed applications on AWS and am familiar with services like S3, Lambda, and EC2.
Very nice. Let's talk about teamwork. Can you describe a time when you collaborated with others to solve a difficult problem?
Sure. In one of my projects, we had a situation where the performance of our application dropped significantly after a new feature was added. I collaborated with the QA team and another developer to identify the root cause, which turned out to be an inefficient database query. We optimized the query and also implemented caching to prevent similar issues in the future.
That's a great example. When you say collaborated, what tools did you use to manage the process?
We used Jira to track the tasks and Slack for communication. We also had daily stand-up meetings to stay aligned on progress and challenges.
Good. Tight deadlines are common here. How do you prioritize tasks when you have multiple deadlines approaching?
I start by understanding the urgency and importance of each task. Then I create a timeline focusing on the tasks with the highest priority. If needed, I communicate with the team to reassign or delegate work to ensure everything is completed on time.
Communication is key, especially in this role. How would you describe your communication style?
I would say it's clear and adaptable. I try to listen actively, ask clarifying questions when needed, and tailor my communication to my audience, whether I'm speaking to technical or non-technical team members.
That's good to hear. Now, I'd like to dive into a technical challenge. Imagine you're asked to optimize a web application that's running slower as the user base grows. How would you approach it?
First, I'd analyze the performance metrics to identify bottlenecks. For instance, I'd check for long server response times, unoptimized database queries, or heavy front-end scripts. Then, I'd address these issues step by step, starting with the most impactful. For example, I might implement lazy loading for images or optimize database indexes.
Excellent approach. Let's switch gears a bit. Can you tell me about a project where you took the lead?
Absolutely. Last year, I led a project to redesign our company's e-commerce platform. My role involved coordinating with designers, developers, and stakeholders. I also ensured that we stayed on schedule and within budget. The redesign resulted in a 20% increase in customer retention.
Impressive results. Leading a project can be challenging. How do you handle conflicts within a team?
I believe open communication is a key to resolving conflicts. I try to understand each person's perspective and work toward a compromise that benefits the project. If necessary, I involve a manager to mediate.
Great mindset. On a personal note, how do you stay updated with the latest trends and technologies in software development?
I regularly attend webinars and conferences. I also follow industry blogs and contribute to open source projects to sharpen my skills.
That's great dedication. Before we wrap up, I'm curious, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I see myself growing both technically and professionally. I'd like to take on more leadership responsibilities, perhaps as a team lead or project manager, while continuing to develop my coding expertise.
That's a clear vision. Lastly, do you have any questions for me about the role or the company?
Yes, I'd love to know more about the technologies your team is currently working with and the company's plans for the next few years.
Great question. Our team uses a mix of React, Python, and Docker for our main projects. As for the future, we're looking to expand into AI-driven applications. It's an exciting time to join us.
That sounds amazing. Thank you for sharing. I'm even more excited about the opportunity now.
Glad to hear that. Thank you for your time, Isabella. We'll be in touch soon. Have a great day.
Thanks again.